Good evening, everybody. We will be just starting in next 2 minutes. Hello, everybody. Very good evening. I hope I'm audible.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. Okay, so let me share the screen now. Okay, so we're gonna discuss this CR test that you had done as a mock test. I think the screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir. It's you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before we start, I would like to say something. We had day before yesterday a class Day before yesterday, I think most likely yes. So which actually abruptly stopped in between. Okay, and the problem was that is like, as I told you that I was taking class in a in a car. So what happened, just to, because you guys were facing some background issues, the voice problem actually, you could hear the background voice. So what I did is like, I thought that okay, I'll park my car somewhere else. The moment I came out of the car and I closed the door, actually the keys were inside and the car got locked and I was outside. So my laptop and everything was inside and I was just outside. So I could not do anything. And it took me 2.5 hours to, open the lock. And that's why this entire chaos created. And that's the reason I could not do anything. I could see that in the car inside my laptop, the class is going on. Students must be waiting, but I couldn't inform anybody. As my phone was also inside, I could not message anyone. I could not do anything. So this chaos created. I'm so sorry for that to all of you. That's why we could not complete the class. We could not complete the passage as well, which we will be doing next time. Okay. I hope you could understand. You must be feeling like why abruptly this is happening, but this was the issue that has happened, guys. Okay, now let's thank you, Galadarshi. Okay, thank you, Dhriti and Aditya, for understanding. Now let's begin the CR section. Okay, thank you, Vipasha. And interestingly, I was not in my city also. I was in some other city where I did not know anything. Night time without phone. I don't know. I actually didn't know how I managed, but somehow it managed. Or 2 घंटे बाद I got my all the things back. Okay, so let's talk about now the logical reasoning. This is the first passage, guys. As usual, that we do. First, मुझे बताइए कौन-कौन से questions that you want me to discuss from 106 to 110. Okay. What it? So we'll discuss these questions. This test was easy, so I don't expect that this should be wrong to all of you. Even if you got some questions wrong, please share with me so we can discuss. Okay. Why, Aditya? I want to see the wrong answers so that I can understand where did you get wrong. Okay, 106. Please do share the answers that you marked. The correct answer is C. Okay, that means A and B both. Now, how did you mark this answer? Let's understand. Always check what the question is asking. Question is checking which of the following forms of the premise for the author's argument that the ties between India and Australia has struck with cricket, curry and Commonwealth. So, ये जो premise इसने लिखा है, what exactly it is doing. So what question is testing you on? कोई मुझे बताएगा question test क्या कर रहा है? आप हमेशा keywords में या question को समझने में जा रहे हैं, पर मुझे बताइए कि important चीज क्या है? Question test क्या कर रहा है? इसमें कौन सी ability students की पता लगेगी इस question से? ये important चीज है. क्या आप मुझे बताएंगे? Didn't get any answer. No clarity? मेरी आवाज आ रही है ना आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
I'm asking ये question क्या टेस्ट कर रहा है? मतलब कौन सी एबिलिटी टेस्ट कर रहा है आपकी? Which of the following forms of the premise for the author's argument? Which of the following forms the premise for the author's argument? जो उसने argument दिया है इसका कौन सा, ये जो forms है इनमें से कौन सा premise को create कर रहा है? नहीं, inference नहीं है. ये बोलना चाह रहा है कि भाई ऑथर का क्लेम ये है. क्या है? क्रिकेट, करी और कॉमनवेल्थ. इसका कौन सा चॉइस प्रीमाइस प्रोवाइड कराएगा? यस, एविडेंस बोल सकते हैं, प्रीमाइस बोल सकते हैं. मतलब क्या रीजंस की वजह से ऑथर जो है इसके बारे में ये कंक्लूजन दे रहा है. दिस इज द पॉइंट दैट ही दे आर आस्किंग, व्हाई ऑथर हैज गिवन दिस. सो एविडेंस इन्फरेंस तो क्या होगा, जो हम सोचेंगे, नो, या फिर जो इन्फर करेंगे, बट ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. इट्स क्लियरली हैज टू बी अंडरस्टैंड बाय व्हाट. इसके बेसिस पे हम समझ सकते हैं क्या कहना चाह रहा है. तो देखो, ए आंसर चॉइस कहता है द गवर्नमेंट हैज ऑर्गेनाइज्ड अ टूर्नामेंट ऑफ क्रिकेट फॉर एनरिचिंग द फ्रेंडली रिलेशंस बिटवीन द कंट्रीज. तो क्या ये करी कॉमनवेल्थ और क्रिकेट में आ सकता है? क्या इसका एविडेंस हो सकता है? सेकंड, फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंडिया गिफ्टेड अ बैट साइंड बाय विराट कोहली टू द ऑस्ट्रेलियन फॉरेन मिनिस्टर. लास्ट वाला कहता है इंडिया इज डूइंग ग्रेट इन द कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय ऑस्ट्रेलिया. उसने कहा ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हमारे रिलेशनशिप इन तीन चीजों में स्ट्रक हो गए हैं. क्या इसका मतलब ये हो सकता है दैट इंडिया इज डूइंग ग्रेट इन द कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इसलिए वो स्टक हो गए हैं? मुझे लगता है इससे आप बहुत आराम से फिल्टर कर सकते हैं दैट व्हाट शैल बी द राइट आंसर.
Sir,
यस फराज.
sir, in the question it is saying that it is author's argument
Hmm.
that the ties between India and Australia have been stuck at cricket, career, and Commonwealth.
Correct.
But in the passage, it is the author himself has stated that it might seem that the ties have stuck at cricket, career, and Commonwealth, but that is not the case. So how
Okay.
can this be the argument of author?
Oh, Faraz, first problem. This is the same thing that you also did last time. What are the question asking? What is the question asking? Is the question asking that whether it is author's argument or not?
So question is asking us to identify the premise for the argument for
Correct. And what are you doing? You are raising a question mark on the argument itself, whether author said this or not. Is that clear?
Sir, but in the passage it is clearly written that author is saying that this is not the case.
See, in the whole passage he has discussed why this is not the case. Okay, whole passage he has described that why this is not the case. But initially he said that this used to be the case. Check here what he said here. Might suggest ties between this, but the story of the India's Australia ties today is anything but then this. So it used to happen, now it has been changed. He is asking वो जो used to happen होता था उसके premises क्या हैं? अब आपको समझ में आ रहा है फराज?
Yes sir.
आपने क्या आंसर मार्क किया?
Sir, I don't remember. I had written somewhere.
I just wanted to say whether it is right or wrong.
Sir, it was wrong.
Please keep this in mind. This is CR, not your logical reasoning that you will be putting your mind everywhere. Okay.
Okay,
This
sir.
has to be solved by the author's perspective, not from your perspective. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Is there any confusion now with this question? It's clearly saying you have to form a premise to the statement, and you see only A and B are matching to this statement's premise, nothing else. You will find that the question is pretty easy, isn't it? If you are not putting your mind. I hope everybody got 106. Yes, Kanika, you want to say something? Moving to 109, you said, okay. What can be inferred from the statement? Yes,
Sir,
Alan.
the
Yes,
right
Kaladesh.
answer is C. How can we
Yes.
take A as an option?
How can we?
Take A as an option. It didn't seem to be true.
Yes, sir. Same doubt. It is written between the countries. How can we interpret it as saying between India and Australia? There is ambiguity that is fixed with it now.
Which one you are saying? It's like
106 option
option number C you are saying.
So C mentions both A and B.
Yeah, right.
And,
That's correct.
I have a doubt in option A that
Should this
I
be an
want to say
answer
that
or
only
not?
B should be the answer.
Oh, okay. What's wrong with A according to you?
I don't know, sir. Can you please explain it? Can you please tell me how can A be the answer? I don't think so.
Okay. Aditya, you also wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, in option B, it is A. It is written between the countries. How can we interpret that it is like pointing towards India and Australia?
It's not written in the passage, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, countries तो कोई भी हो सकती है ना. India and Australia के हिसाब से हमने premise बनाना है.
ओके, मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ, उससे आपको थोड़ी क्लैरिटी मिल जाएगी, ठीक है। स्टेटमेंट ये है कि सर मुझे समझ में आ गया। क्या क्लेम है मेरा? सर मुझे समझ में आ गया। क्लियर ना? सर आई अंडरस्टूड। Now I'm asking, please provide me the premises which can help me to believe on this author's argument that I understood. Is that clear? Now the A answer choice says that um, the student has moved on with another question. B answer choice says that student has made this question understand to any other student as well. Third answer choice says that student has created another alternative answer choice, sorry, alternative reason to provide the explanation for that answer. क्या ये तीनों क्वेश्चंस मैंने कहीं पे बोले हैं, लेकिन क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हैं इन तीनों में से कौन सा आंसर होगा? और फोर्थ आंसर चॉइस है बी और सी दोनों। कालादर्शी आदित्य, यस आयुषी, यू कैन स्पीक अप। कम ऑन स्पीक अप। नहीं समझ में आया बोलिए, आई विल रिपीट दैट अगेन, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम विद दैट। Author has made a claim, a student has made a claim. The claim says, sir, I have understood the question. I wanted to know. Now I am creating a question, and in the question I'm saying that I need a premise to believe on the argument so that I can understand that how this argument has been created. A answer choice, the student has moved to the another question. B answer choice, a student has made another student understand the same question. And third statement says that author has, no, not author, sorry, the student has provided an alternate reason for the explanation to explain the same question. Fourth answer says both B and C. Tell me the answer, please. Just got, okay, very good. Aditya, Vasundhara and Bipasha.
Sir, are you discussing something from the mock or apart from that?
Apart from that, beta, I'm asking another question. And Alvira, this will answer your question as well.
Can you repeat it?
I'll repeat. Listen carefully. मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ, एक स्टूडेंट है जिसे हम ऑथर बोल सकते हैं. He is making a claim. What is he making? Sir, I have understood. क्या क्लेम है? सर मुझे समझ में आ गया. That is the claim. अब मैं जानना चाह रहा हूँ, can you help me to create a premise for this argument? जो हेल्प करेंगे इसको क्रिएट करने में. पहला स्टेटमेंट है, स्टूडेंट हैज मूव्ड टुवर्ड्स द अनदर क्वेश्चन. ये ए आंसर चॉइस. बी आंसर चॉइस है that student has made another student understand the same question and he is satisfied. Okay, the another student is satisfied. C answer choice says that the student has provided another way to understand the same question. He has provided another way to understand the same question, which is also correct. And last answer choice says that both are correct answers. B and C both are the correct answers. अब बताइए which answer choice it should be? Bipasha. अल्टीमेटली पॉइंट क्या है? मुझे अपने कंक्लूजन के सपोर्ट करना है. कंक्लूजन ये है दैट यस ही हैज अंडरस्टूड. वेदर इट इज रिटन इन द आर्गुमेंट और नॉट, कहीं लिखा है कुछ आर्गुमेंट में, फिर भी आप लोग आंसर दे रहे हो ना. That sir, both shall be the right answer, B and C. क्यों? Because through both you get to know sir he has understood the argument clearly. He has understood the argument clearly. क्योंकि अगर argument ही clearly नहीं समझा होता तो he could not have been understood someone else. वो किसी और को नहीं समझा पाता. Secondly, he might not be able to provide another or alternate way of understanding as well. Correct है. तो ये दोनों premises support कर रहे हैं. Similarly, if I look at 106, ये क्या कह रहा है? Argument ये है that ties between India and Australia has struck with cricket, curry and Commonwealth. The ties between India and Australia. So मुझे एक ऐसा choice चाहिए जो इस argument को support करे. Premise चाहिए ऐसा जिससे मैं इसे create कर सकूं. किस countries के बीच? India और Australia के बीच. अब आप बोलेंगे इंडिया और जर्मनी के बीच में क्रिकेट मैच हो रहा है, जर्मनी जीत गया, जर्मनी ऑस्ट्रेलिया को सपोर्ट करता है. Does it matter to me? Doesn't, right? So I hope you guys are understanding. Why are you just keeping yourself or putting yourself in the brackets, guys? It's not reading comprehension that we are doing. It's critical reasoning that we are solving, right? So basically वो पूछना चाह रहा है ये जो premise आ रहा है वो किससे आ रहा है, कहाँ से आ रहा है? तो इसने ऐसा क्यों बोला कि इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया के जो टाइज हैं वो सिर्फ क्रिकेट, करी और कॉमनवेल्थ में चले गए? इसका मतलब क्रिकेट, करी और कॉमनवेल्थ, इन 3 चीजों के अंदर ही हम बात कर रहे हैं, इसके बियॉन्ड हम नहीं जा रहे हैं अभी तक हमारी रिलेशनशिप। और उसका प्रेमाइस ए और बी 100% हमें प्रोवाइड करा रहा है, राइट? अब बताइए। यस कनिका।
सर बट ऑप्शन ए थोड़ा आउट ऑफ स्कोप ऑफ द पैसेज नहीं लग रहा, क्योंकि मतलब प्रेमाइसेस तो पैसेज में प्रेजेंट होने चाहिए ना।
बेटा आपकी आवाज बहुत कम आ रही है, हालांकि मैं समझ पाया दैट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से दैट व्हाई ए इज नॉट द आउट ऑफ स्कोप आंसर। ओके, so A cannot be an out of scope answer. Why? Because trust me guys, let's say all are out of scope. I'm just looking an answer choice जो इस argument को support करे. ऐसा choice I'm looking for. A and B both are the choices which are supporting the argument, okay? Which are providing the premise to the argument. It's not about what is out of scope and what is in scope. The understanding of out of scope and in scope is wrong, guys. ये यहाँ पे नहीं काम करेगी when it comes to the premise and the conclusion. Is that clear?
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
सर मतलब प्रेमाइस हम वैसे भी अज्यूम कर सकते हैं, मतलब सिर्फ पैसेज जो आर्ग्यूमेंट है उसको सपोर्ट करना चाहिए, भले वो पैसेज के बाहर भी हो।
नहीं, ऐसा कोई ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट रूल नहीं है करने का। डिपेंड करता है व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग, व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग एंड हाउ द क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग। फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने आपसे पूछा, मैंने आपको पूरा क्वेश्चन समझाया, मैंने आपसे पूछा कि आप लोगों को समझ में आ गया? नाउ यू आर सेइंग यस सर समझ में आ गया, करेक्ट। अब मैंने आपसे बोला 4 चॉइसेस मैंने आपको दी, बताओ चारों चॉइसेस क्या पैसेज के अंदर थी? कहीं जो मैंने आर्गुमेंट दे समझाया आपको उसमें कहीं था एक?
नो सर।
नहीं था, बट स्टिल यू आर सेइंग सर बी एंड सी बोथ आर द राइट आंसर्स। व्हाई यू आर सेइंग इट? बिकॉज थ्रू विच, इन दोनों की बेसिस पे आपका आर्ग्यूमेंट करेक्ट होता है, आपके आर्ग्यूमेंट पे विश्वास बढ़ता है, राइट? द अदर पर्सन कैन अंडरस्टैंड द आर्ग्यूमेंट क्लियरली। ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग है। अभी समझ में आया?
यस सर।
एनी मोर कंफ्यूजन एनीबॉडी? नहीं? क्या होता है आउट ऑफ स्कोप, क्या होता है इन स्कोप? आर यू गेटिंग गाइस अंडरस्टैंडिंग ना? इट्स ऑल अबाउट द आर्ग्यूमेंट्स। यस आरजू।
Sir, I was saying that I got this question.
Okay, okay beta. Okay, I think you all have understood, and this is what you have to follow. Generally what happens, like same CR, you just check which is out of scope, which is in scope. सर ये तो कहीं लिखा हुआ ही नहीं है। Did you understand the passage? अगर आप ऐसा कह रहे हैं, that means you didn't understand the passage. ठीक है, so आप ऐसा नहीं करेंगे। Moving on to the 109 question, what can be inferred from the statement? Blinken and Hayashi, with no interest in cricket, were merely indulging their cricket crazy partners in the Indo-Pacific of the author. एक ऐसा choice चाहिए जो इस स्टेटमेंट को स्ट्रेंथन करे, या मतलब इससे हम इन्फर कर सके, ड्राइव कर सके। ए, ब्लिंकन डज नॉट हैव एनी इंटरेस्ट इन क्रिकेट। ब्लिंकन को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है क्रिकेट के अंदर, ओके। एंड इंडियन पार्टनर ऑफ ब्लिंकन लव्स क्रिकेट, बढ़िया। बोथ ए एंड बी, नन ऑफ द अबव। इस क्वेश्चन में क्यों और क्या कंफ्यूजन है? इसमें तो क्लियरली ए आंसर होना चाहिए ना। सी आई टेल यू व्हाट, अगर बी आंसर सही है, मान के चलो एक सेकंड के लिए, या सी आंसर सही है, सो अगर बी आंसर करेक्ट हो गया तो फिर ये तो रॉन्ग हो गया ना, आर्ग्यूमेंट रॉन्ग हो गया ना, दैट दे हैड नो इंटरेस्ट इन क्रिकेट, ही लव्स क्रिकेट। हाउ कैन वी से इट्स नो इंटरेस्ट इन क्रिकेट? ओके, पहला चीज। दूसरा चीज, यू फील लाइक सर नन ऑफ द अबव शुड बी द आंसर only in case where A is not the answer, but it's clearly written that it does not have an interest in cricket. So why this is wrong? Any confusion, any wrong choices that you picked and why you picked? Please tell me. I hope it is correct now. I hope everybody understood.
Yes, sir, please.
Right,
Okay.
Polumi beta, did you get it? Right, okay. Any other question that you wanted me to ask? Any other difference?
Excuse me, sir. Could you
Yes,
please
sir.
repeat in 109 why B is incorrect?
Why B is incorrect?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta, what the argument is talking about, he's saying that this person has no interest in cricket. If B is the right answer, then this is contradicting the argument.
No, sir. Couldn't C be the answer? Both A and B.
But just check B na. How B can be the answer?
Sir, the term cricket crazy partners.
Please read it completely. What they are trying to say. Were merely indulging. Merely. Has no interest. Okay.
Yes, sir, I get it that A can be inferred, but the fact that the Indian partner loves cricket can also be inferred, right? Because of the term cricket crazy partners.
But why am I bothering about Indian partner of Blinken? I'm just talking about this person itself. Friends or his relatives or his partners are interested or not, does it matter to me?
I still did not get it, sir, because the statement is mentioning all the four people, Blinken, Hayashi, and their foreign counterparts. Those
Who is the
being
Indian partner of Blinken? Can you tell me?
ye Jai Shankar, right? That's what the
Is
line
it
is.
Indian partner of Blinken? How do you know that?
Sir, because of the context of the passage.
I'm going to the context, beta.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I came to the context where these people are saying they don't like cricket. Ding, ding, ding. Era. There it is. Blinken and Hayashi with no interest in cricket. Okay. Were merely indulging their cricket crazy partners in the Indo-Pacific. Okay. So tell me who the partner is. How did you infer that?
Sir, because in just the line above it was written that
Okay.
Hayashi joined Jai Shankar and Payne at the Melbourne ground.
Okay. So that means that's why he must be his partner.
Yes, sir.
No. This is not inference. It's just like we are making links. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We have no idea who the partner is. And even if let's say Indian partner is Jaishankar, let's say, assume it, yes, Indian partner is Jaishankar, Mr. Jaishankar, then even this answer shall not stand, because he's saying these two people do not love cricket, they do not have interest in cricket. But B is talking about some other party, like Indian person, as you say, Mr. Jaishankar. How Mr. Jaishankar loves cricket or not strengthens or talks about this statement.
Yes, sir.
Got it, Rashi?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are talking about these two people, not some other people.
Yes, sir.
Indian partners of Blinken means India and India के लिए तो cricket crazy partners दिया है means they love cricket. That's true, Manya, but only as I said, Indian partners love करते हैं ना, Blinken और Hayashi love नहीं करते हैं. This is what they are saying. So हमें एक ऐसा statement चाहिए जो इन दोनों की बात करे, है ना? 110 में क्या problem है भाई? Why had India compared the quad group of C form? इसके लिए we have to check what the passage was talking about. And C form यहीं कहीं दे रखा था उसने. There it is. So we'll be reading it. India and Australia are now active champions of the forum. Delhi and Canberra, which were two eventually in Beijing of the past, are now. This was too long to the China dismissed the quadrille form as C form. That is how here now but gone the next moment. But as the quadrille itself, this has become harsher. Okay. Tell me what is the choice that you picked, beta? Tanvi beta, Tanvi Pratiksha, any reason for this choice that you picked? Okay, C. China was jealous and in fear with quad group. Okay, this is just our understanding. बस ऐसा कुछ भी हम infer नहीं कर सकते हैं यहाँ से कि वो jealous feel कर रहा था और ऐसा कुछ हुआ. Okay, nothing written like that. ना ही ऐसा कोई sentence है through which we can infer. It's just like this statement they have written. Okay, so this is just our understanding, I think, why we are feeling like that. Okay, so here we comes to the second passage. Took much time for the first passage though. But I think it is important to understand the differentiation between the CR and RC. You should not deal with these passages as RC. Out of scope चला गया सर, ये तो हम नहीं कर सकते, है ना? Okay, what about this from 111 to 115? Any questions?
No, sir.
Nice. Okay.
But I have
115.
3 doubts in this passage.
Doubts in the passage. Why?
No, sir, questions.
Questions. Tell me the share the question numbers. 112, 115. Okay, let's discuss. 112. What could be the author's alternative to government's take on ashram? ठीक है. 112, 113, 114, 115. Okay. All the questions. Sir, can you please give me the gist of the passage as well? ठीक है भाई. फिर तो सब कुछ ही complete हो गया. Okay. Understand करते हैं author के perspective से. We just have to follow the author what he is trying to say. ठीक है. There is much talk of this makeover to the Sabarmati ashram. I'm explaining it. Understand? Okay. There is much talk of this makeover to the Sabarmati ashram in Ahmedabad these days. ठीक है. ये issue बता रहा है कि भाई क्या बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. Gandhian building philosophy depicts somewhere else. Okay, लेकिन Gandhian की जो building philosophy है वो कुछ और depict करती है. Interestingly, there is relatively little in the Gandhian archive to vouch for an authentic or Gandhian architecture. If we read the household space of Bapu Kuti in a hut of this places moved into this while engaging in improvement work, some clues unravel. यहाँ तक क्या समझ में आता है कि बापू की कुटिया का मेकओवर करने की बात की जा रही है साबरमती आश्रम की, बट गांधी की जो बिल्डिंग फिलोसफी है दैट इज समथिंग डिफरेंट. अब वो डिफरेंट क्या है, वी विल बी चेकिंग दैट. क्लियर? मतलब वो नहीं चाहते कि मेकओवर हो, या मतलब उनको अच्छा लगेगा नहीं लगेगा, लेट्स सी. सो दैट स्ट्रक्चर वाज डिजाइन्ड बाय हिज डिसाइपल. सो मतलब ये पास्ट की बात कर रहा है, पहले क्या हुआ था उससे हम इन्फर कर सकते हैं कि उनकी क्या इच्छा रही होगी या क्या चाहते हैं वो, है ना. Is keeping with medieval advices from Gandhi's continuing pure health and his need for quieter place. तो हमें समझ में आया कि वो एक quieter place चाहते थे, इसलिए वो यहाँ पर आए. While this person drew on Gandhi's need for privacy to imagine an adequate interior world for him, she was not thinking in terms of the continuity of Bapu's Kuti's existence over a period of time. ठीक है. So उसको सिर्फ उनकी privacy से मतलब था, शांति से मतलब था, ना कि existence over a period of time. After all, the hut was made out of mud and metal from the moment of its inception. This was remain exposed to the desperation of the time and despair. A house and kind of guaranteed against instability. It is a space where the process of caring for oneself and this state can transparent over their interpretation. So ultimately, यहाँ से यहाँ तक हमें समझ में आया कि क्या सोच के उनकी कुटिया को डिजाइन किया गया था और अभी क्या हो रहा है. So author की बात से हमें समझ में आता है that author does not want it to create a new building. ये हमें नहीं समझ में मतलब हमें पता लग रहा है कि वो ऐसा नहीं चाहता है. Correct? Because Gandhian building philosophy depicts something else. उनकी building philosophy कुछ और कहना चाहती है. आगे, the house is a reassured space for the social reproduction for labor with temperament, burden, wattle walls. Koti was certainly no such reassured places. Certainly, author is specific to something. What he says, Bapu's Kuti was certainly no such reassured place to tide over discontinuity and impermanence. तो ये कौन सा discontinuity की बात कर रहा है? No such reassured. No such reassured पहले वाली sentence जो लिखा हो गया है, changes की जो बात कर रहा है. What exactly was Bapu Kuti then, if not a house in the conventional sense? तो वो क्या था? Let's see. Consider Gandhi's observations related to village improvement work in the mid-1930s, close to the time he took up residence to this place. He recommended a grass hut as a house for a village improvement worker in Gujarat. The hut was to be built within the perimeter of the village and not as a distance from it, as important improvement workers to live in the midst of workers' village continuously. His letter to the village worker, Gandhi wrote, a villager absorbed in his sink work has no time to go on friendly visits. You must try to evaluate him. Okay, you must therefore make it a rule not to move out beyond a radius of 10 miles. It's possible to get under the skin of villagers until one lives in the midst in the 24 hours in the unbroken period. Okay, he is trying to say कि he's talking about the laborers actually who are creating the hut, and this is what his philosophy that he's describing. So what he's describing, so letter के अंदर he what he's talking about as a villager who is a laborer, he's describing about that person. So this is what Gandhi's prose is revealing. Okay, the important worker's task of evaluating the villager implied that no less than the entirety of his day, even the time spent on the houseboat for self-care and self-prevention, was to be devoted to the productive labor of village improvement work. In this passage, it has been described. Why he's describing? Because nowadays we can hear about world-class makeover of Sabarmati Ashram, and the entire passage where the author is describing that what Gandhi's philosophy of building of this kutia or this house or the hut. So he is trying to talk about that why it has been created, because he wanted some peaceful place, how it has been created, and this is what he has written, because he wanted to give a labor work to the villages, and what type of village work he wanted to give, what we could see, what we could sense. This is what it is written. I hope you have grasped the idea what he wanted to say. Understood, guys? चलिए questions पे move on करते हैं. So no one asked about 111 question. What is the take of Gandhi's policy in regards to the new makeover? It's strange. You should have asked this question if you're asking others as well. Anyways, the 111's correct answer is A. So he doesn't want makeovers and depicts different world. Everybody understood this part, right? चलिए तो इसी को आगे ध्यान में रखते हुए we'll move on. What could be author's alternate to the government's take on ashram? ठीक है. The author wants that no alternative should be developed, rather it should be left as it is rawest form. मुझे लगता है 112 जिसका गलत हुआ है, might be you might have marked A answer choice. So भाई A answer choice थोड़ा extreme है, कुछ मत करो, खत्म कर दो बस, जो है जैसा है उसको वैसे के वैसे छोड़ दो. ये कहाँ से इन्फर किया?
Sir, I had marked, sir, answer was C, but I had marked D.
For 112?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm testing well why A is not the answer. So I'll tell you, because no one author says that इसको please छोड़ दो, कहीं कुछ मत करो, कहीं लिखा है ऐसा कुछ, right? Can we understand that? मैंने यहाँ तक आपको पढ़ के बताया that what author is trying to say, that world class makeover चल रहा है, लेकिन गांधी की philosophy कुछ और थी. वो किस तरह से changes चाहते थे, ये वो कहना चाह रहा है. तो he is saying that कुछ changes possible हैं, लेकिन पूरी तरह से change मत करो, and that's, और ना ही पूरी तरह से छोड़ दो. That's why A cannot be move on, and C is the right answer. Now let's talk about D as well. The author do not question the government's take, rather tries to reflect its significance. उसने 1% significance नहीं बताया कि जो भी आप गवर्नमेंट करने वाली है इसका क्या फायदा होगा, कहीं ऐसा लिखा हुआ है? There is nothing like that. I can agree with the partial part. He did not question the government's take. वो question नहीं कर रहा है, ना ही कोई significance बता रहा है. Hence, this shall not be the right answer. I hope it is clear.
So it wasn't like he was telling the significance of the ashram in itself, how it is good for labor and everything.
Oh, no. This is what Gandhiji has written in 1935.
So, sir, this is not the significance of the ashram.
Correct.
So that's what it's written, rather tries to reflect its significance.
What significance? 8 किसके लिए आया है? आश्रम के लिए आया है ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, so आश्रम का significance he is not reflecting it, और यहाँ लिखा है tries to reflect its significance, so he is not reflecting it. You got it? I actually didn't get you beta, because you yourself are saying that sir it does not reflect the significance. Then why are you marking this answer choice? Because this is also saying that it does not. Oh, sorry, but this says that they are tries to reflect its significance. Maybe you didn't understand the answer choice properly.
So the answer choice says that he does not question it, but rather he is trying to show the significance of the ashram.
Correct, but there is no significance in the ashram, right?
Sir, but he was describing it about the villager and the self-care.
That is what 1935 Gandhiji talked about. So Gandhiji was talking how to build it, what to do, what not to do. He's not saying the significance of ashram.
Okay, sir.
113 also you have written what Gandhi aimed for the people as a whole. He has clearly written what he wanted to say. Right? Now share what the answer that you marked for 113.
So B and C, sir, emotional connections wala part. Sir, it was
Huh.
there or not there.
It is there. He's saying a villager absorbed in his work has no time to go on friendly visits. We must try to evaluate him. You must therefore make it rule not to move out beyond a radius of 10 miles. मतलब उसे घर नहीं जाना है. उसे घर नहीं जाना है. He doesn't have time to go to friendly visit और उसे जाना भी नहीं. तो friendly visit नहीं कर सकता. इसका मतलब emotional connection or no emotional connection. That's what the point is. अब C कहता है गांधी aimed that societal development should be there and with the emotional connection and individual growth. अगर ऐसा होता तो वो ये नहीं कहते that person cannot go beyond a radius of 10 miles. अब आपका ये दिमाग मानने को तैयार नहीं है कि सर ये C सही हो सकता है. Sorry, C गलत हो सकता है. That's why you're thinking no sir, C should be the right answer because Gandhiji is a good person. Good person always wants that a person should have an emotional connection with the people. So you are ignoring the facts or maybe you're not reading it properly. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Again, you are putting your own mind. In that case, you never require to read the passage. फिर तो गांधी जी जहाँ दिखे सी आंसर मार्क करो आगे बढ़ जाओ. 114 as well. Which one of the following will be against the Gandhians' view and principles? हमें अच्छे से पता है गांधी के view और principles क्या हैं, right? So a person's employment, if has happened, shall not leave under a shelter. If one has attained stability in his work, he shall not be allowed to take a shelter. A person cannot be judged as a stable based on his economical stability. So perfectly answer has to be A and B, and that's what he has written here. Maybe because you didn't understand the 113 properly, maybe you did not get this right answer. But I have a question. अगर आपका C आंसर है तब तो आपको एक भी सही नहीं लगना चाहिए यहाँ पर. A, B, C, D all should be wrong. इसका मतलब आपने सिर्फ compensate किया that you just marked one answer choice where whichever you liked. But there is no reason to mark any specific choice. If you understand that why B is the right answer, I am sure that you can get A and B both. Is it clear, everybody? You have to understand from the author's perspective what he's trying to say. If Gandhiji is writing down a letter, then you have to follow him in that context. Got it, Paulumi? Why was ashram originally made by this person? Okay. For temporary purpose of economic growth, for permanent purposes of, I think, Stavan, you have marked A answer, is it?
So for 114, I marked both A and B.
No, 115 I'm discussing now.
Okay, sir, for 115, I had a doubt. So like I thought B, but I wasn't sure. So I like didn't want to get negative marking. So I didn't choose any.
Okay, I'm going back and let's make sure why it has been created. This structure was created by this person, keeping with medical advice from Gandhi's continuing poor health and his need for a quieter place. She drew on Gandhi's need for privacy to imagine an adequate interior world for him. She was not thinking in terms of the continuity of Babu Kutia existence over a period of time. What does it mean? Permanent or temporary? Answer.
Yes, sir.
Permanent or temporary?
Temporary, sir.
Temporary. Aage evidence bhi hai. After all, the hut was made out of mud and wattle. Why it was made out mud and wattle? Because she doesn't want it continue to be of existence for a period of time. Correct. Abhi aate hain yahan par. For permanent purpose, can it stand?
No, sir.
No. Got the answer easily, right?
Yes, sir.
Simple. What we have to do, don't use your mind, go with the evidences, what is written in the passage. With this passage number 3, question number 116 to 120. Now this passage is about, okay. Yes, please. Generally, guys, I have seen a trend. Last 3 mocks में what I have seen is like, आपके 2 type के questions गलत होते हैं. Number 1, where you didn't understand the passage or maybe the question. And number 2, where you have put your mind. मतलब जो समझ में आ गया वहाँ ज़्यादा दिमाग लगा लिया आपने अपना. That's why you got it wrong. और कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, either question or passage. This is what the problem that I am facing. यही दो तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स आपकी आ रही हैं. ओके, आगे बढ़ते हैं. 116.
Sir, in 116, how will we come to the answer choice C?
Okay, what is your answer?
So C is the actual answer.
What is your answer, Alvira?
It was B.
Oh, are you convinced with B?
Yes, sort of.
Sort of. तो आप ऐसे बोलेंगे, सर, I am not convinced with any answer choice. Why C is the right answer? आप ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे कॉम्पनसेट कर रहे हो, चलो कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, चलो बी को मार्क कर देते हैं, बी थोड़ा सा ठीक ठीक लग रहा है. ओके, डोंट डू दिस because you always have a strong answer choice that you can mark confidently. चलो क्वेश्चन समझते हैं. How does the author's question about the repetition of past might be the most possible way of vulnerability? क्या क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहा है? Did you understand the question, guys? What the question is asking and testing? Come on, answer. Question क्या पूछ रहा है? How does the author's question about this the most possible way of vulnerability? How? उसको कैसे लगता है ऐसा? तो कैसे के लिए हम क्या आंसर देंगे? ये बहुत पैसेज बताएगा, हमें थोड़ी पता है. पैसेज खुद बताएगा. कहीं लिखा है इसके बारे में कुछ? रेपुटेशन के बारे में क्या कह रहा है, कैसे कह रहा है, किसके लिए वनरेबल होगा? Here is the word that I can see, है ना? तो चलो understand करते हैं what he is trying to say. The locus is recent since time. The forces of this and the ratio into tolerance and discrimination of hate speech poses new challenges of global civilization values, thereby running the risk of repetition of the crimes of the past. This ignorance, distortion, and denial are growth and the alarming rate. And this index found that sentiments are debated pervasive, and this happens with a billion of people. Person's trade of this data correlates with this. Okay, where this is the age comes in. Data from North America and Europe showed that younger people are less likely to be aware of the historical accounts of the Holocaust, with less than half of those surveyed under this age ever being of this Holocaust. Considering India's youthful demography, these historicals are important. Engaging the youth with the painful history of the Holocaust and the ethical and the moral highlights has contemporary relevance as the tool to help fight hatred and prompt decisions of the societal context that enable exulatory process of the defined communities. So here is the point that you can understand. So अब आते हैं repetition की बात. भाई, how does the authors question that the repetition of past might be most possible way of vulnerability? Most possible way of repetition of history is by people who are middle-aged and not aware of it. Maybe because यहाँ 35 लिखा हुआ है. हमने understand तो नहीं किया इसका meaning क्या है, sentence क्या कहना चाह रहा है. But 35 middle-aged शायद ये आंसर होना चाहिए. क्या ये रीजन था इसको मार्क करने का?
Yes, sir. Answer vulnerable and young brains वाला part कहीं इतना emphasize नहीं करा था passage में.
मीनिंग समझ में आया था आप लोगों को? कोई बात नहीं अवधेश, पहले की जो रह गए वो तो रह गए. गाइस, प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग. अब ये कहना क्या चाह रहा है वो समझना जरूरी है. मुझे लगता है मुझे पैसेज समझा देना चाहिए एक बार. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द पैसेज. Marked by this nation each year on this day, International Holocaust Remembrance Day provides an opportunity to recount the atrocities of this that resulted in the death of estimated 6 million Jews. पहले मुझे बताइए, पहला सेंटेंस सबको समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? ईमानदारी से नहीं आया बता दीजिए. I'll make understand in Hindi. There's no problem with that.
It's understood, sir.
Understood ना? ठीक है. So problem कहाँ पे आ रही है भाई? लोग इसके atrocities को याद रख पाता है नहीं रख पाता है, that is important. आगे क्या कह रहा है? The day marks the anniversary of the implementation of Nazi government concentration and exterminated this camp and this. The episode of Holocaust remembrance remains unchanged, never again. ये लीजिए, ये बता दिया पहला सेंटेंस जो important है. ये सारा सब कुछ करने का रीजन क्या है कि भाई ये दोबारा ना हो जाए. That is the important thing they are trying to highlight. कोई कंफ्यूजन यहाँ तक आई थिंक नहीं होना चाहिए. A turning point in history, the Holocaust is one of the most visible act of violence and discrimination, yet lessons of the past seem to fade in the midst of time. Are those who do not remember the past conducted to repeat it? ये है पॉइंट जिसके बारे में ऑथर ने पूरा का पूरा कहानी लिखी है. क्या कहना चाह रहा है वो? Let me put it this way, right? ये दोबारा नहीं होना चाहिए. Yet, but lessons of the past seems to fade away in the midst of time. Are those who do not remember the past condemned to repeat it? अब ये आंसर देगा नीचे, हाँ या ना. जिनको याद ही नहीं है क्या वो रिपीट कर सकते हैं? फेड हो रहा है टाइम की वजह से. कैसे? This recents in time the forces of these all people running the risk of repetition the crime of the past. ये सारे reasons जो हैं वो रिपीट करने के रिस्क हाई कर रहे हैं. This ignorance, distortion and denial are growing at the alarming rate. The Anti-Defamation These and the index, which is the index of anti-Semitism, found that these sentiments are disrupting pervasive. With more than a quarter of the people surveyed and estimated this million people across the world, across Asia, only this many people surveyed had heard of this word and believed that it is historical account. अब देखो कितना alarming rate है. 23% लोगों को पता है इसके बारे में, बाकी लोगों को तो पता ही नहीं इसके बारे में. तो क्या रिपीट होने के चांसेस हैं? हाँ हैं, because they don't remember. ऐसा मैं नहीं कह रहा, ऐसा ये कह रहा है. Data from North America and Europe shows that younger people are less likely to be aware of the historical accounts of the Holocaust. Younger people को कम सबसे ज़्यादा नहीं पता है. They are much unaware. With less than half of those surveyed under the age of 35. भाई under the age of 35 लोगों को सबसे ज़्यादा इसके बारे में नहीं पता. Having ever heard of this word. नहीं 35 की एज से कम लोग इसके बारे में जानते ही नहीं. ठीक है, आगे. Considering India's youthful democracy, these statistics are important. अब हमें पता है कि हमारे इंडिया की जो youthful demography है उसके हिसाब से तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है. Engaging the youth with the painful history of this and the ethical and the moral issues it highlights has contemporary relevance as a tool to help fight hatred and prompt decisions of the societal context that enable exemplary polities in this community. अब मुझे बताइए क्या ऑथर नहीं बात कर रहा है कि भाई यंग लोग ज्यादा वनरेबल हैं, यंग लोगों को नहीं पता है इसके बारे में, तो वो लोग ज्यादा वनरेबल हैं? क्या सी आंसर नहीं हो सकता है? बताइए मुझे. कहीं स्पेसिफिकली नहीं लिखा हुआ है ऐसे इसके बारे में. क्या ये बात सही है? Alvira, now you got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
The problem with why this problem occurred? क्योंकि हमने पैसेज को ठीक से नहीं समझा. राइट अलविरा बेटा?
Yes, sir.
राइट. व्हाट आर वी डूइंग? वी आर जस्ट गोइंग विद द कीवर्ड्स. मिडिल एज लिखा है, यंगस्टर्स के बारे में नहीं लिखा हुआ, एक दूसरे के लिखा हुआ है यूथ. चलो ये नहीं होना चाहिए. क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग? अंधेरे में तीर मार रहे हैं. जहां लग गया, नहीं लगा नहीं लगा. क्या ये क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग है? नो. You're not even understanding the proper understanding of the passage. You have to follow the author what ultimately he is trying to say. Why did he write down the passage? Because he is okay. What is the tone of the passage? Can someone tell me? Question है क्या इसका? नहीं है ना? हमने पढ़ा ना पैसेज. बताओ क्या है टोन पैसेज की, ऑथर की क्या टोन है? I'm not giving any options and I wanted to hear from you. टाइप इट. और टाइप करेंगे तो एवरीवन को करना, सबको दिखना चाहिए क्या टाइप कर रहे हैं आप लोग. एवरीवन प्लीज टाइप कीजिए. मैंने एवरीवन का ही इनेबल कर रखा है. टाइप योर आंसर्स सो ईच वन ऑफ अस कैन सी. ओके, ही इज कंसर्न्ड. ओके, क्या टोन है? कंसर्न, क्रिटिकल, अलार्मिंग. ओके, कंसर्न. ओके, कॉशन. ओके, एविडेंसेस भी देखो इसके पीछे जो आप मुझे दे रहे हो. कंसर्न है. कंसर्न अगर मैं होता हूं तो मैं क्या बोलूंगा? अलार्मिंग मैं बता रहा हूं तो क्या बोलूंगा? क्रिटिकल मैं बोल रहा हूं तो क्या बोलूंगा? कॉशन अगर मैं दे रहा हूं तो किस तरह से बोलूंगा? खुद को देखिए अगर आपको कुछ बोलना है इसके बारे में. अगर आपको इस तरह की लैंग्वेज यूज करनी है तो आप क्या करेंगे? किस तरह से देंगे? इट इज क्रिटिकल एवरीबॉडी. इट इज क्रिटिकल. क्यों? वो प्रॉब्लम को हाईलाइट कर रहा है. इफ आई एम कंसर्न व्हाट आई विल बी डूइंग इज लाइक मैं प्रॉब्लम को हाईलाइट करूंगा और बताऊंगा कि देखो मैं परेशान हूं इस चीज को लेके. दैट इज कंसर्न. क्रिटिकल और कंसर्न में क्या फर्क है? कंसर्न व्हेन यू आर जस्ट शोइंग इट. ओके, क्रिटिकल व्हेन यू आर हाईलाइटिंग इट, हाईलाइटिंग द प्रॉब्लम्स. क्वेश्चन नहीं है. क्वेश्चन तब होता है which is not so much critical. बस आपको ध्यान रखने की जरूरत है, इन चीजों का ख्याल रखिएगा, problem can be solved. Okay, alarming is something when you are trying to highlight the problems right now, today only, but it's not about today only. I hope you guys can understand it, right? तो ये tone one कैसे समझ में आएगी, या ये understanding कैसे build up हो रही है? All has to come while understanding the author's argument, what author is trying to say. I hope everybody understood. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes.
So I think there is no need of any explanations कि भाई क्यों B नहीं होना चाहिए, right? I'll repeat what is concern. मैं बताता हूँ आपको. कहीं जिस तरह से आप पढ़ रहे हो ना, ये सही नहीं होगा, इस तरह से आप अपने आंसर्स करेक्ट नहीं ला पाओगे. ठीक है, मैं सिर्फ आपको हाईलाइट करना चाहता हूँ, बाकी आपकी मर्जी है. What is that is my concern. What is critical? इस तरह से आप अगर सॉल्व करते रहोगे पैसेजेस को, तो आपके आंसर्स कलेक्ट नहीं होने वाले, और उसकी वजह से आपके स्कोर्स पे नहीं आने वाले, एंड देन यू कैन नॉट गो एनीवेयर. मतलब जो आप ड्रीम देख रहे हो वो करेक्ट नहीं हो पाएगा. इसके काफी हायर कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हो सकते हैं, और वो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ये होने वाले हैं. ठीक है, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं प्रॉब्लम्स को हाईलाइट कर रहा हूँ. व्हेन आई एम हाईलाइटिंग द प्रॉब्लम्स, आई एम शोइंग यू दैट इट इज क्रिटिकल एंड यू नीड टू एक्ट इट. Concern is when I am just showing you couple of problems and this is just putting in front of you. That's it. I am not bothered about it. If I am bothered about it, I am making it critical. Is that clear, everybody? I think Rashi, it's clear. बहुत छोटा सा डिफरेंस है, बट अल्टीमेटली कहने का टोन चेंज हो जाता है, लिखने का तरीका चेंज हो जाता है. ठीक है, अब देखो पैसेज अच्छा लग रहा है मुझे पढ़ने में, मैं इसको और आगे पढ़ता हूँ एंड अंडरस्टैंड इट, है ना. Engaging the youth with the painful history of this and the ethical more issues has contrary relevance to the tool. Help fight hatred and prompt decisions of the societal text and context that enables exterior policies of the communities. देखो पता लग रहा है कितना concerned है ये आदमी, right? कितनी critical चीजों को दिखाया जा रहा है, इसलिए concern से आगे निकल गया. With an ever more globalized young generation capitalizing on the power of education, communication and connectivity is important. देखो solution भी दे रहा है, बता रहा है कि किस तरह से हम इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. India's growing global influence and efforts towards digitalization provide further impetus to extend youth networks so that young people across the world can connect, share experiences, negate extremist mindsets, ultimately strengthening efforts to disavow violence and discrimination. देखो आप कितना यूथ के ऊपर इसने एम्फेसाइज किया है, पूरी जगह यूथ ही यूथ की बात कर रहा है. 35 एज के ऊपर तो गया ही नहीं बेचारा. According to the research, this can be found of all social media platforms. The situation is worse in language other than English, as social media companies, including these two, lack global content monitoring teams. This creates even worse situation for India. So what creates even worse situation for India? कि YouTube और Facebook जैसी कंपनियां जो हैं, वो उनके पास में प्लेटफॉर्म्स अदर देन इंग्लिश नहीं है, तो दे कैन नॉट सी, क्योंकि सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है वो इन जगहों पर ही है जो इंग्लिश के अलावा चलती. अब बात करते हैं थीम क्या है पैसेज की. तो मुझे बता सकता है कोई क्या थीम है पैसेज की भाई? Can you tell me the theme of the passage, please? क्यों ऑथर बात कर रहा है, क्या टॉपिक इसने लिया है, इशू क्या है, टाइटल क्या होना चाहिए पैसेज का, प्राइमरी पर्पस क्या है? क्या ये डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस रह गए हैं व्हेन वी अंडरस्टूड द होल पैसेज? प्रॉब्लम सॉल्यूशन इज द पैसेज. ओके, क्या थीम है? ही इज हाइलाइटिंग अ प्रॉब्लम, he is providing some kind of solutions that can be taken on. That's why it is critical that he has written down. What is the topic of the passage? The topic is Holocaust, that it should never happen again. Why is he writing down the whole passage? That this thing, whatever has happened on 27th of January 1945, should not be repeated again. The kind of problems we are facing, the young generation is facing, because only 23% people know about it. Rest do not about it. Is that clear, everybody? I think अब तो काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस बचे ही नहीं होंगे प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट करने के लिए. सॉल्व हो गए होंगे. 116, 118 and 120. Let's see. So 116 is clear. 118, which is the most suited contradiction seen in the passage? Contradiction seen in the passage बताना है. Okay. The young youth being innocent and still will perform such Holocaust. Okay. The motive of Holocaust remembrance is never again, but there is still fear of its repetition. The global crime rate is increasing, but no Holocaust has taken place yet. People who are unaware of Holocaust will repeat it. I don't think so. There is a problem. There should be a problem. बताइए 118 का क्या आंसर आपको लग रहा है? People who are unaware of Holocaust will repeat it. कैसे पता हमें? Can repeat it हो सकता है. Will repeat it is very extreme answer choice. Hence cannot stand. B is the only answer that we can go with, and I think now it's pretty clear, right? 120. Which reason could best depict why India is even in worse situation today? अभी हमने पढ़ा just now. What do you think shall be the other answer? क्या लगता है ABC में से कौन सा आंसर हो सकता है?
None.
करेक्ट. मुझे आंसर चाहिए फराज. नन तो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. आप मुझे बताओ क्यों
Sir,
हो रहा है इंडिया में?
because at the end of the passage, it was given that in areas or in regions where the moderators who know local languages, they are in shortage. That's why the social media scenario cannot be moderated and hate speech is widespread there. So main problem of India is that we lack moderators who know local language. So that is the reason our youth and platform are vulnerable.
Absolutely right. That's a vulnerable thing, guys. That C is the right answer because it's vulnerable. Why it is even more worse? He has written it lastly. The situation is worse in language other than English. And these people, Facebook, YouTube, they lack global content moderation teams. That's why it is worse situation in India. Yes, this creates. That's what's clearly written. Yes, Elvira.
Sir, A will not be the answer.
120 you are saying?
Yes, sir.
A. Because this has more connectivity and more youths. Why A you think, Alvira?
Sir, last passage उसमें दिया हुआ है that this situation is worse in India और फिर उसमें दिया हुआ था कि language वाली चीज और फिर बताया कि इंडिया में youth भी ज्यादा है because of more users in India तो more users की वजह से और problem हो जाएगी.
Right. ये कहाँ से connection हुआ?
Sir, passage में था last.
मैं आ गया यहाँ पर पैसेज में. ये लिखा हुआ है कि यूथ ज्यादा है हमारे पास. ठीक है. लेकिन ये चॉइस कह रही है कि इंडिया में वर्स्ट सिचुएशन कब होगी, क्यों इतनी ज्यादा खराब क्यों होगी? क्योंकि नेशन हैज मोर कनेक्टिविटी एंड मोर यूथ्स. क्योंकि कनेक्टिविटी ज्यादा है और यूथ ज्यादा है, इसकी वजह से ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होगी. क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया इसलिए कनेक्टिविटी आपने लिंक किया और यूथ तो ज्यादा है ही, इसकी वजह से प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. ये कहाँ लिखा हुआ है भाई? ये साफ साफ लिखा हुआ है दिस क्रिएट्स इवन वर्स सिचुएशन. तो वो दिस क्या है, वो यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक लिखा हुआ है. आप अपने मन से थोड़ी लगाएंगे अपन. ये आपने क्या किया, लिंक किया चीजों को, विच वी डोंट हैव टू डू. So again, the problem is like we are putting our mind. That's why it is wrong. Clear, Alvira?
Yes, sir.
Which is the most suited contradiction seen in the passage? This is what D is not the answer because it will repeat it. होगा या नहीं होगा हमें नहीं पता. ये extreme answer choice है, इसलिए answer नहीं हो सकता. And B is the right answer because exactly passage में ये लिखा हुआ है. उसे फियर क्यों है कि लोगों को याद ही नहीं है. अगर याद नहीं होगा तो रिपीट होने के चांसेस ज्यादा होंगे. ऐसा उसने यहाँ पे कहा था.
Sir, can you please explain 118 question? Like I'm not getting what we have to answer in this one.
Oh, question is asking which of the following answer choice is providing a contradiction which is mentioned in the passage? Contradiction of what? Contradiction of the argument, right? So this answer choice is providing it. Why? Because it is clearly written over there that what he wanted that it should never again, it should never happen again. That's why they are celebrating this day. However, this answer choice clearly highlighting the contradiction, and that's why he's written down the passage that we are celebrating this day, that it should never happen again. But there are chances that it can happen again. That is the contradiction that the question is asking about. Is it clear, Aditya?
Yes, sir.
Again, I'm repeating, guys. Yes, Alvira.
Can you explain a bit of just the last passage in which it's mentioned this and subject what it was referring to?
You're talking about the last paragraph.
Yes, sir. Sir, like what is the take of India in that passage? Because I got that wrong.
Keep unmute yourself. Okay, keep yourself on unmute and let's read together. Okay, and tell me like why we are facing problem here. Okay, Alvira, please read it. Just read one sentence and then stop. Go ahead. Yes, please start reading. There's no problem, beta. I'll make you understand. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I've read.
No. Loudly. You have to read according to, and just after reading one sentence, just stop. Okay. Then I'll be asking a couple of questions from you. Go ahead.
According to a research, anti-Semitism can be found on all social media platforms.
Hang on. Now tell me in this sentence, what is the main subject that they are discussing?
Anti-Semitism.
Do you know this meaning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Even if let's say you don't know, then can you go with anti, A-N-T-I?
Yes, sir.
What is anti, A-N-T-I? Something against, right?
Yes.
That's what the highlighting is. So what are they talking about? Whatever we discussing earlier, we were talking about Holocaust, right? And this is what they're talking about. So the people who are with this thing, they don't want things peaceful, right? This is what they're referring to. So this can be found on all social media platforms, right? Next sentence, please.
The situation is worse in languages other than English.
Hang on. Now what they're saying, that this can be found on all social media platforms, and the situation is more worse in languages other than English. So other than English means which languages?
Hindi.
Just Hindi?
No, sir. Other languages other than English.
All regional languages as well, right?
Yes.
Good. Further, please.
As social media companies, including Facebook and YouTube, lack global content moderation teams.
That's it. Why situation is more worse in languages other than English? Because these people do not have global moderation teams. So that means if someone is writing down in Tamil or Telugu or Hindi or any other language, they don't have teams to take care. That's why this hatred is all over the social media platforms. And this creates even worse situation for India. Is it clear, Alvira?
Yes, sir.
What we have to do, please go with each answer choice, each sentence, and then clarify the meaning. And you will find that there's no problem. You can easily understand it. Okay. I repeat again, guys, there are only two types of problems that we are facing. Number one, either we are not reading or understanding the passage properly, or second, we are putting our mind. Trust me, these are the only reasons that you are giving me for the wrong answer choices, for the wrong questions. Okay, so here's the other passage from 1 to 1 till 125. 1 to 125. I think you didn't understand the passage maybe, or maybe putting mind. Let's see. I'm sure again we'll find the same reason. 3 more passages to go. Quickly share. 1 to 3.
124.
Yes, Kanika?
124.
Okay. If the information given in the passage is true, okay, which among the following must be true as well? ठीक है, अगर ये सही है तो बाकी भी सही है क्या? A woman is a pariah of her family. Feminism is about teaching your girl to fight for her rights in love marriages. Prospective groom is asked about if he knows how to cook, and none of the above. Good. ये सब का सब out of scope है, मैं आपको बता दूं. ठीक है, अब आपको करना क्या है? पैसेज के हिसाब से इसको मेजर करना है कि अगर जो भी पैसेज में लिखा है वो सही है तो इनमें से भी कुछ ना कुछ सही होना चाहिए. तो क्या फेमिनिज्म इज अबाउट टीचिंग योर गर्ल टू फाइट फॉर हर राइट्स? In love marriages, prospective groom is asked about he knows how to cook, or a woman is a pariah for her family. We pariah यहाँ से आया होगा, last में कहीं लिखा हुआ था ये. There it is. So the in-laws usually come up with old trope. This is not your home, which endorsed the theory of pariah. But क्या कोई कह रहा है that women is a pariah for her family? Is it true that they have written clearly? दिस इज व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग, मतलब जो ऑथर है वो ये कहना चाह रहा है कि भाई ये ओल्ड ट्रूथ है जिस यूजुअली जिस पे लोग अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, जिसका कि ये मतलब होता है। डज इट मीन दैट अ वुमन इज अ pariah than for her family? मे बी आपने शायद 1 2 3 का ए आंसर मार्क किया हो और आपको लग रहा हो कि इसलिए तो पैसेज में लिखा हुआ है, व्हाई इट इज रॉन्ग। तो भाई पैसेज में नहीं लिखा हुआ, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज नॉट राइट। इज इट क्लियर? Okay, now 1 to 0 as well. हाँ Lashi,
Sir, why not C in
C.
120?
Yes, sir, same doubt.
कैसे कैसे बताएंगे सी के लिए? कौन से स्टेटमेंट से we can say that this should be the right answer?
Could you scroll to the line where it says in an arranged marriage, the prospective groom?
Okay. In an
Second
arranged
last
marriage.
paragraph. Sorry, third last paragraph.
There it is now. Okay, let's see. One thing expected of feminists is that they will teach their boys to treat girls as equals. Any illusion I might have had on this front crumbled when my son asked soon after his marriage, bluntly,
Sir,
that
not
cooking
this
is-
one. Above.
Then
Sir, third last paragraph. In an
is it like
arranged.
this?
Wait up, sir.
Okay, has never been as a self keeps.
Sir, the second line at the top of the page. In an arranged marriage, the prospective groom from there
Okay.
and
Okay. In an arranged marriage, the prospective groom is not asked if he can cook and clean. But when love reigns supreme, it should be part of the prenuptial agreement. Okay. So based on that, you are saying, okay. So based on that, you are saying, the information given in the passage is true, which among all must be true. Okay. In love marriages, prospective groom is asked about if he knows how to cook. Okay.
sir, could we say that there's a difference of tone when the author says that in the passage and then in the options? Like in the passage, it's written that it should be a part of the prenuptial agreement. And then in the option, it said that the prospective groom is asked, as in it's stated as certainty.
Additionally, just to add in your words, I would like you to highlight the question as well. Question says that if the information in given passage is true, which of the following must be true? So they wanted an answer choice which 100% has to be correct. Okay. So the responsibility is like whatever choice we are marking, we are picking, it has to be correct as per the passage. So similarly, if I go with C answer choice, it says in love marriages, prospective groom is asked about if he knows how to cook. It has to be done each time whenever they are having any love marriage.
Sir, what if this option were phrased this way, that in love marriage, prospective groom should be asked about if he knows how to cook?
This can go with all the choices. Then all the choices can be correct. Like feminism is about teaching your girl, a woman is a pariah than, so it can be a pariah than for her family. So it can go with everything. Is that clear? See, always keep in mind when they're saying must be, that means some answer choice should not be very extreme. The answer choice which can go must be, shall be wishy-washy. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now 1 2 0 done. Obviously not. Aditya, I'm giving you two sentences. You'll tell me which one is extreme. After taking all the classes, you all will get your desired college. Second statement, after taking all the classes, you all may get your desired college. Tell me which one is extreme. Aditya.
Sir, first one.
Correct. So extreme का पता कैसे लगता है? When you compare. Clear? So guarantee तो हम नहीं दे सकते that you all will get. That's how you can identify. Moving to 124. Who wants economy in the honeymoon period? What role this statement plays in the passage? पहले देखते हैं ये passage में है कहाँ, फिर role check करेंगे. Okay, not wanting to be accused of militant feminism. often linked to short hair like mine, I surrendered even before the battle had begun. So basically, she doesn't want her to be accused of this, often linked to this. That's why she surrendered, because she never wanted acrimony in the honeymoon period. Okay. So ये क्या कर रहा है passage के अंदर? Let's see. This statement weakens as well as strengthens. तो भाई ये choice थोड़ी सी अजीब हो गई. Weaken भी कर रही है और strengthen भी कर रही है ना? बढ़िया. This statement weakens the argument. Okay. This statement can be inferred from the information. This statement does not have a direct link. इसमें तो confusion होना ही नहीं चाहिए. क्या ये weaken कर रही है? पहले तो मुझे ये बताइए. Argument को. Argument क्या है उसका? I surrendered even before the battle had started. Who wanted acrimony on this honeymoon period? तो क्या ये इसके अगेंस्ट में है कि she surrendered and then got a gun? She surrendered or got a, what you can say is like maybe something to attack, is it? Weakens तो कहीं होना ही नहीं चाहिए ना. What is the answer that you guys marked? Share.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, how can option C be the answer, because it is directly given in the passage? So हम infer कैसे कर सकते हैं statement को?
Okay, what is inference?
Which is not given in the passage, और हमें कुछ argument से कुछ और statements को infer करना पड़ता है मतलब.
How do you know that?
Sir, inference का concept तो यही होता है.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. पहली तो ये चीज हुई. क्वेश्चन ये पूछ रहा है what this sentence is playing a role in the passage. ठीक है, क्या हम समझ सकते हैं इस इंफॉर्मेशन से? तो मैं आपको बता दूं, why did author write down this sentence? मुझे कोई बता सकता है? अगर मैं पैसेज में से इस लाइन को हटा दूं तो will it gonna change the meaning? बताइए.
So it gives a starting point to like change the topic or describe it.
If I am removing it, does it changes any meaning? Because there is no starting point actually. If I'll tell you, ना कोई reference दे रखा है पहले, ना कोई reference दे रखा है बाद में. Even if I remove it, does it matter to me? बताइए.
No, sir, it will not matter, sir.
It will not. Trust me, it will not. It's simply, she has actually put it all the points earlier only. Not wanting to be accused of militant feminism, often liked it with short hair like mine. I surrendered even before the battle had begun. Done. That's it. So what this information is, which is there written, and what the question is asking, why she has written down. So she's just mentioned it because it was just what I can say is like, we can infer from the perspective that they have recently got married and then she doesn't want it to be carry on forward. She ended it then and there. Okay. So from that perspective, you can say कि passage के बाहर की बात. And that's what the question is asking. Author ने passage में ये sentence क्यों लिखा है? This is the question that I was asking. Clear कनिका? तो उस perspective से ये बात समझ में आती है कि ये infer किया जा सकता है. लेकिन ये understanding गलत है that inference does not mean that they are written in the passage. मतलब वो passage में लिखा हुआ है तो हम उसको infer नहीं कर सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. There are some instances जहाँ पे हम कर सकते हैं, जहाँ पे हम नहीं कर सकते. तो इसका black and white rule ना बनाएं. Okay, there is no black and white rule for that. And there is no other choice as well that you can pick. Hence, C is the right answer. I hope it is clear, everybody.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, can you please explain question 123 again? Why not C is the answer?
Because it is extreme. And we need a wishy-washy answer, not extreme answer. That's why C is not the answer.
But sir, in the passage, the author is emphasizing that it should be a part of prenuptial agreement.
Should be doesn't mean that it must be. Okay, should be doesn't mean that it must be. Clear, beta?
Okay, sir.
121. Why does the author surrendered before her husband after complaining about the burden of kitchen? Choose the best possible answer. Okay. She didn't wanted the economy with her husband in the start of a journey itself. This can be the answer, but not so sure with. Okay, because this is just an inference that we can do, but this is clearly written. That's why this is the right answer. Not wanting to be accused of this. That's why she has done that. So it is clearly written. That's why we are going with D rather than C. Clear, Kashni? Okay. I hope it is clear now.
So,
Mhm.
sir, in question 122, sir, can you tell the difference between the option choice B and C? The options are very close. 122.
Men supporting the cause of a woman going against his gender. Men is leaving its superiority aside and working for women. Do you think both has same meaning?
No, sir, there's a bit of difference.
Bit? No, beta. It's major. I'll tell you what. Man is leaving its superiority aside and working for women. What could be the possible reason for men earning brownie points after declining himself feminist? Even if he's doing C, he is he's still not feminist. But if he goes with B, he is feminist.
Okay, sir.
I'll tell you, I mean, if you are understanding or not, man is leaving its superiority aside and working for women. If he's working for women, leaving its superiority, you think that he is feminist. That means he's still superior.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there is a major difference between B and C. Okay, coming to this one, fifth passage, second last passage, question number 126 to 130. 126 to 130. Go ahead, guys. 126, okay. According to the author, what is the current state of federalism in India? I think he has written down. He says, the shift of Indian federalism from cooperative to combative, has been one of the major changes in Indian politics since the Narendra Modi-led government assumed power at the center with a brutal majority. Okay. 126. Share your answer, Polimi Beta. Has been completely destroyed in recent times. Okay, the guiding principles of federalism stated in the constitutions are stated totally. How do you know? It's not according to the author, right? It's like according to ourselves. How do we know what this constitution talking about? Okay, maybe it's written there, but if we go with the first sentence itself, what he's trying to describe? Since the Narendra Modi-led government assumed power at the center with a brute majority. Okay, Polemy, so we have to answer accordingly what is written in the passage. Hence, D can't be the answer. I think it is also written here. The Constitution Batch of Supreme Court held this, that the idea behind the concept of collaborative federalism is negotiation and coordinate so that differences which may arise between the center and the state government in their respective pursuits of development can be ironed out. So union government and state government should endeavor to address the common problem with the intention to arrive the solution by the showing statesmanship combined by this. So that's how, so these are the points which are supporting this answer choice rather than this. This is just our understanding, okay? I hope it is clear, Polemy. Now coming to 127, which of the following is a plausible explanation for India's prevalent crisis of federalism? Prevalent crisis of federalism. Okay. I think this we just talked about.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, I was confused between option B and C. Can you please explain why B is wrong?
for 127.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The brute majority with which Narendra Modi came to power. Which of the following is a plausible explanation for India's prevalent crisis for federalism? The center is oppressing the state's power in the various fields. Okay, we can see that B can also be seen over here because they are coming from federalism from this to this. But we don't have to answer from just one perspective. That's why he has written plausible explanation. It is not a plausible explanation. Plausible explanation means like which is completely correct. Okay, so if I read the whole passage, what we can see, and that's the reason they have talked about this case also, which talks about that the center is not going in the accordance of the states. He is showing his supremacy. That's why C is better than B. B is correct, C is also correct, but the problem is B is much better than, sorry, C is much better than B. That's why C is the right answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now 129. Which of the following notions expressed in the passage to insinuate the significance of the issue mentioned in the passage? Okay, what's wrong with 129?
Sir, why not B?
Undemocratic steps by the central government to assert their authority. Oh, why B you think can be?
सर पैसेज में बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टेटमेंट्स हैं जहाँ पे ऐसा बता रखा है कि सेंटर ने जो स्टेप्स लिए हैं वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के भी अगेंस्ट हैं और डेमोक्रेसी के भी, और वो अपनी अथॉरिटी को असर्ट करना चाहते हैं.
Oh, so it's clearly written the Constitutional Assembly, while framing our constitution, never envisaged a situation where the central and the state governments would stand in the way of each other. So they have never done that. They have never imagined in that situation actually, as per the constitution. So encroachment by either of the constituent units is strictly prohibited and expressly held abhorrent by the constitution. So rather than wasting time and energy in unnecessary conflicts, the state and center have to strive to work in coordination with the best interest of the people. So why they are saying that they should be coordinative? Because they have never thought about it that they will gonna have this fight against each other. So when we say like it's undemocratic steps by the central government to assert their authority, so undemocratic is something which is extreme here. I hope it is clear why B is not the answer now. Whenever you are marking answer choices and you find that there are extreme answer choices as well, go with wishy-washy choices. Extreme answer choices 95% cases में answer नहीं होती है. Got it?
सर अगेंस्ट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से हम अनडेमोक्रेटिक नहीं इन्फर कर सकते क्या?
नहीं.
ओके सर.
ये अनडेमोक्रेटिक बताता हूँ मैं आपको कहाँ से आ रहा है. अगर हम पैसेज को पढ़ रहे हैं then we can see that it is फेडरलिज्म की तरफ जा रहा है. कोऑपरेटिव नहीं है, फेडरलिज्म की तरफ जा रहा है. तो पूरा पैसेज उसके बारे में बात कर रहा है. इसलिए जानबूझ के एग्जामिनर ने यहाँ पर इसको अनडेमोक्रेटिक लिखा है. ठीक है, जो आपको लगे कि फेडरलिज्म का पैराफ्रेज करके वर्ड लिखा गया है, but that's very extreme answer choice. Got it, Kanika?
यस सर क्योंकि पैसेज में बहुत सारे वर्ड्स थे जैसे कॉम्बेटिव, एनक्रोचमेंट, अथॉरिटी, तो इसलिए मैंने ये मार्क किया.
हाँ, तो ये एग्जामिनर चाहता था that you link it to the undemocratic. लेकिन अंडरस्टैंड करना, कोई भी इंसान अगर 2-4 चीजें, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल मैं आपको देता हूँ, ट्राई टू मेक एन एनालॉजी। लेट्स से कोई स्टूडेंट कुछ गलती करता है कहीं पर, या कहीं पे कुछ ज्यादा मिस्टेक्स हो जाती हैं, तो क्या हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं उसको कि तू बेटा कभी पास नहीं कर पाएगा?
नो सर।
नहीं ना। कुछ उसने मिस्टेक्स ऐसी करी हैं जिससे आपको लग रहा है कि वो नहीं पास कर पाएगा, बावजूद इसके क्या आप उसे एक्सट्रीमली कहोगे कि बेटा तुमसे कभी पास नहीं होगा ये एग्जाम और तुम
नो
तो
सर।
फेल हो?
नो
नहीं
सर।
ना। व्हाट इज दैट? दैट इज वेरी एक्सट्रीम। आप क्या कहेंगे पलट के? अगर वो स्टूडेंट है आप, तो आप क्या कहेंगे? सर ठीक है, माना मैंने पिछले एग्जाम्स में गलतियां करी हैं सारी, और एक बच्चा है, हर लेट्स से 10th तक पास करते करते उसको एक्स्ट्रा 5 साल लग गए, 10th पास नहीं हुई उससे, एक्स्ट्रा 5 साल लग गए उसको, तो क्या आप उसे कह सकते हो कि तेरा जीवन व्यर्थ है, तो कभी कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएगा जीवन में, तो जाके सुसाइड कर ले? कहना चाहिए उसको ऐसा?
नो सर।
नहीं ना। क्या हम ऐसा, हाँ कम ऐसा ये थोड़ी कह सकते हैं कि ठीक है तेरे को 5 साल में तो 10th पास नहीं कर पाया, तेरा तो कुछ नहीं होना जाना आगे लाइफ में, राइट? व्हाट यू विल बी सिंपली सेइंग इट, सर ठीक है नहीं कर पाया, इसका मतलब थोड़ी कि आगे भी नहीं कर पाएगा, है ना? तो थोड़ा सा एक्सट्रीम चला जाते हैं हम साइड में। व्हाट वी कैन डू इज लाइक, उस बच्चे को ये कह सकते हैं कि तेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता शायद, अगर तो ऐसे ही चलता रहा तेरे साथ तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, यू हैव टू चेंज योरसेल्फ देन थिंग्स विल चेंज, करेक्ट ना? ये कहा जा सकता है। इसीलिए ट्रस्ट, अंडरस्टैंड कीजिएगा इस पैसेज में, जैसे ये ऑथर ने लिखा है पैसेज यहाँ पे, है ना, तो उसका क्या मतलब हुआ? क्या ऑथर ये कह रहा है कि भाई हम फेडरलिज्म में जा चुके हैं और अब डेमोक्रेसी खत्म हो गई है? क्या हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं? नहीं कह सकते ना। ये क्या है, ही इज ट्राइंग टू हाईलाइट इट, तो ये एग्जैजरेशन होता है। लैंग्वेज का मतलब ये होता है, whenever you see any critical reviews you will find exaggeration। जैसे हम मूवी देख के आ रहे हैं और हम कह रहे हैं कि मूवी बकवास थी, हमें पैसे वापस चाहिए, क्या आपको पैसे वापस मिलेंगे? क्या पैसे वापस मिल सकते हैं? बट
No,
वाई
sir.
समवन इज आस्किंग, वाई समवन इज सेइंग, यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड इट। कई बार लोग ऐसा कहते हैं, ये गलत हो गया इस गवर्नमेंट के अंदर, मुख्यमंत्री जी इस्तीफा दो। क्या मुख्यमंत्री जी इस्तीफा देंगे? क्या वास्तव में उनका इस्तीफा लेना चाहिए? व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली इट इज एग्जैजरेशन, इट्स ऑल एवरीवेयर। वो पैसेज के अंदर आपके सामने आ रहा है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है दैट वो आप इस्तीफा चाहते हैं उनसे। द वे आप ये सिर्फ क्रिटिकलिटी बताना चाहते हैं उन्हें कि भी इतना गलत हो गया है सिचुएशन, दिस इज व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू हाईलाइट। यू गेट इट गाइस? दिस इज व्हाट दे आर ट्राइंग टू हाईलाइट। आई होप यू गॉट इट, करेक्ट?
यस सर।
गुड। नाउ लास्ट पैसेज, क्वेश्चन नंबर 131 से 135। नहीं, इग्नोर नहीं करना है अवधेश, वी जस्ट हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द what I can say is operation of the language that they are using, execution, the way they are speaking. Okay, so we have to understand that how exactly they are interpreting the words or writing down the words, the context. ट्रस्ट कीजिए, हर बार हम एक्सट्रीमली ही इसको कहते हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल सपोज करो आपका मॉक टेस्ट चल रहा है आज, है ना? सॉरी मॉक टेस्ट नहीं, आपकी क्लासेस चल रही हैं क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग। लेट्स से आपकी कॉन्टिन्यूसली 3 क्लासेस नहीं हो पाई, आप क्या कहेंगे? कॉन्टिन्यूसली 3 क्लासेस आपकी नहीं अरेंज हो पाई हैं। ओके, अब आप क्या कह रहे हैं हमें? एज ए टीचर मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ बेटा सॉरी आपकी क्लास नहीं हो पाएगी आज भी, अगली वीक भी सॉरी नहीं हो पाएगी, अगली वीक भी नहीं हो पाएगी, अगली वीक भी नहीं हो पाएगी। आप क्या कहेंगे नेक्स्ट वीक? जैसे मैं कहूंगा कि क्लास नहीं हो सकती, आप क्या कहेंगे? सर हम तो फेल हो जाएंगे।
Yes, sir.
कहेंगे ही नहीं कहेंगे?
Yes, sir.
बट क्या ये सही है?
No.
क्या आप सब लोग फेल हो जाएंगे?
No, sir.
राइट, ये है लैंग्वेज दैट यू पोर्ट्रे ओवर देयर, राइट? सो यही होता है, आप एविडेंसेस देंगे, सर देखो 2 बार से क्लासेस नहीं हुई है, हम तो पढ़ ही नहीं पाएंगे, राइट? जस्ट 4 months बाद एग्जाम है हमारे, हाउ विल बी एबल टू सर्वाइव? हम तो फेल होंगे। आप कहेंगे वी विल फेल, यू विल नॉट से सर वी कैन फेल, आप ऐसा नहीं बोलेंगे, यू विल से सर वी विल फेल। बट इज इट द लैंग्वेज दैट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से? Isn't it extreme language? Can tell me. I hope you can understand and can relate now.
You.
Yes. Okay. So you have to understand from that perspective. आप ना इसको black and white मत लीजिए. Language has to come with the emotions. Otherwise, इसको मैं कंप्यूटर में भी डाल दूंगा तो वो भी सॉल्व कर देगा फिर तो, कि भाई बेटा ये पैसेज है कंप्यूटर, ये क्वेश्चन से फटाफट से आंसर दे दे ढूंढ के, वो आंसर दे देगा। बट ट्रस्ट मी, ये क्वेश्चंस कंप्यूटर नहीं कर सकता, मैथ्स कर सकता है, लैंग्वेज को सॉल्व नहीं कर सकता कंप्यूटर। because it doesn't understand emotions as of now. आने वाले टाइम में कर लेगा, इमोशन समझ में आ जाएंगे उसको, हो सकता है वो पैसेजेस भी सॉल्व कर दे आने वाले टाइम में, बट अभी नहीं कर सकता. इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
जहां भी सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस आते हैं वहां इंसान की जरूरत पड़ती है, ऑब्जेक्टिव वो फिर भी कर सकता है बेचारा अपने आप. Okay, so let's discuss 132. What does the author mean by heavyweights in the passage? Okay, चलो समझते हैं कहाँ लिखा है heavyweights. Okay, I'll do that. Heavyweights कहीं मिल रहा है किसी को? लगता है पूरा पैसेज पढ़ना पड़ेगा.
Sir, 12th
Sir,
line.
मेरा UP sending
12th line.
UP sending all its heavyweights.
Thank you. Okay, so ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? For the first phase of polling, the BJP carpet warmed Western UP by sending its all heavyweights, including. So send कर रहे हैं heavyweights को, समझिए. क्या किया बीजेपी ने? कारपेट बॉम्ब्ड कर दिया. कारपेट को बॉम्ब्ड किया है वेस्टर्न यूपी में, किसके थ्रू? बाय सेंडिंग हैवीवेट्स इंक्लूडिंग यूनियन मिनिस्टर्स डोर टू डोर. मतलब समझ में आ गया कौन हैवीवेट्स? अब आ जाओ. ऑल द एक्सट्रीम इलेक्शन प्रोपेगेंडा नहीं हो सकता. पॉपुलर सेलिब्रिटीज ऑफ द एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री नहीं हो सकते क्योंकि इंक्लूडिंग यूनियन मिनिस्टर है. ओके. पॉपुलर पॉलिटिशियन लीडर्स ऑफ द बीजेपी, ऑल ऑफ द अबव. बताओ कुछ बचा और चॉइस में डिस्कस करने के लिए? नहीं ना? क्लियर एवरीबॉडी? Right. 131 also. What is the reason behind the turning of UP polls as a test case to determine the point at which politics and economists intersect? ठीक है, रीजन पूछ रहे हैं आपसे. बहुत अच्छे से साफ साफ लिखा हुआ है स्टार्टिंग में. देखो, set against the twin backdrops of visible economic distress and agrarian agitation of the kind not seen for decades. देखो दोनों चीजें लिखी हैं साफ साफ. तो एग्रीकल्चर वाला है ये, that's why. Yes, Avdesh? Okay, so ultimately we'll come here, agitation मिल गया, economic distress मिल गया, that is the right answer. Clear? That's why this is the right answer. कोई confusion? 131 में तन्वी, प्रतीक्षा बेटा क्लियर? आयुषी क्लियर? 132 आपने क्या आंसर मार्क किया था? You can share that so I can understand. Okay, I'm sure now you understood, right? All of the above तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना, because he clearly mentioned here. अच्छा तन्वी, you are talking about 132 ना? Okay. A and B both. नहीं, increasing economic poverty नहीं पता हमें. Not written there. So clearly they're talking about visible economic distress and farmer agitation. That's why C is the only answer that we're left with. Okay, so A is not the right answer. That's why they both are wrong. And I think 132 A आपको समझ में आ गया होगा, because they are sending people. Person की बात हो रही है. Heavyweights मतलब people. ठीक है? Then 134. Which of the following is not true as per the Niti Aayog? Oh, that's these type of questions. जब भी data points आ रहा है तो उसको मतलब data के हिसाब से आपको आंसर देना. So what we'll be doing is like passage के हिसाब से देख लेंगे कौन कौन सा लिखा है, जो नहीं लिखा, that is the right answer. The income of richest 20% grew. Income of poorest 20% grew, right? So you must have understood accordingly. So the all are mentioned in the passage. That's why D shall be the right answer. Any other question, guys?
Sir, 135.
135. What is the meaning of this
Sir,
word? Yes.
sir, I have marked the answer as A, but when I googled this word, both A and B are given as synonyms.
Yes. That's why this is not the right answer, no? I hope it is clear, right?
So B is the right answer.
Which one?
So 135.
No, I'm talking about 134. Clear now? 134. Now let's move to the 135. What's the meaning of this word as per the passage? ठीक है, so चलते हैं passage में ढूंढते हैं कहाँ लिखा हुआ है ये. Yeah. Okay, let's understand. So I'll be reading from here. Conducted by this People's Research on India's, the report paints a heartbreaking picture of the below to income levels of the bottom 40% in the last 5 years. That is between the year this and this. It is an eye-opener on how the poor have fared through the double dash of declining economic indicators post demonetization and once in the lifetime pandemic. Okay, so it's an eye-opener how the poor have fared through the double dash of declining economic indicators. Double dash of declining economic indicators. ठीक है. What is the answer that you think for 135 should be?
Sir, I marked A, but when I googled this word, both A and B are given as synonyms, and the right answer is option B.
An evil and unlucky influence, an event with a powerful and unpleasant effect. Okay. An evil and unlucky influence will not go with the context. They are not looking for the meaning of this word actually. They are looking for the context. So evil or unlucky influence यहाँ पे नहीं जाएगा. Got it? So always don't go with the meaning. Always keep in mind. Even if you clearly know the meaning, you have to go with the context. That's why B should be the right answer instead of A. Because this event is just like a, what I can say, powerful and unpleasant effect. It has created this event. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. So all done, but the problem remains same. You're all wrong answers just because of two reasons. Either you didn't understand the passage properly or question properly, or the second reason that you are putting your mind into it. These are the two reasons that's why you are getting these answers wrong. What you should do, please do not put your mind and read properly.
Sir?
You don't require to solve all the questions, guys. If you think that, okay, you're not understanding it completely, don't solve it. And moreover, if you feel there are 6 passages, but I can just do 5, please do 5. Okay, yes.
So how can we increase understanding level of a passage? Because passage में कभी-कभी ऐसे phrases होते हैं जो question पूरा particular meaning पूछ लेते हैं उसका, तो particular phrase नहीं समझ आ पाता, उसका
एक ही तो क्वेश्चन
interpretation
गलत
क्या है?
होगा ना, एक ही क्वेश्चन गलत होगा ना, क्योंकि फ्रेज समझ नहीं आया.
जैसे
बाकी तो
सर
करेक्ट हो
इसमें
सकता है.
जैसे इसमें एक पैसेज था उसमें वो सी फोम का मतलब पूछा था, चाइना ने जो यूज किया था. अच्छा शायद फर्स्ट ही पैसेज था.
ये रहा. तो सिर्फ यही वाला क्वेश्चन गलत होगा ना, मतलब 110 ही नहीं आएगा ना हमें खाली. बाकी तो आ जाएंगे समझ में. अब आते हैं सी फॉर्म वाले पे भी. इमेजिन करते हैं वी डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड इट. कहाँ लिखा हुआ है? There it is. अब देखिए इसको कैसे समझेंगे हम, है ना? क्या यहाँ तक क्लियर हो गया था हमें? That
Yes,
these
sir.
two people, है ना? अब आगे
Yes,
देखते
sir.
हैं why is he talking about these? Delhi and Canberra, which were two differential to the Beijing in the past, are now ready to stand up to the Chinese pressures. अच्छा, ये दिल्ली कैनबरा जो कि अलग थे अब तक, now they are coming together, or Chinese pressures. It was not too long ago that China dismissed this forum as C form. That is here now but gone the next moment. ठीक है, मान लो ये phrase का मतलब समझ में नहीं आया, इसको आप हटा दो. इसका significance क्या है यहाँ पर, ये बताओ. But as the Quad consolidated itself, Beijing's tone has much harsher. देखो वापस, I'm leaving this line and reading it. दिल्ली और कैनबरा जो कि अलग अलग थे, नाउ बीजिंग को लेकर के पास्ट में, आज दोनों साथ में खड़े हो गए हैं चाइनीज प्रेशर्स को साथ को लेकर के. लेकिन जिसको कि बीजिंग जो है उसकी टोन कैसी है, वो ज्यादा हार्शर हो गई है, और जो क्वाड कंसिडरेट उसने इटसेल्फ कर दिया है. As the Quad foreign ministers gathered in Melbourne, a spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Beijing attacked the group as a tool to contain China and called its members to shed their Cold War mentally. तो ये जो स्पोक्सपर्सन है बीजिंग का, ये आके अटैक करता है कि भाई आप लोग आपस में टूल कर रहे हो हमारे खिलाफ, और ये जो आप कर रहे हो कोल्ड वॉर है मेंटली, इसको बंद करो. ठीक है, अब वापस आता हूं मैं. इट वॉज नॉट टू लॉन्ग अगो दैट चाइना डिसमिस्ड this forum as C form that is here now but gone the next moment. तो ये क्या कहना चाह रहा है, इसने कहा कि ये कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ C फॉर्म है. ये जो क्वार्टरल फॉर्म बना है इन लोगों ने, C फॉर्म है, कुछ नहीं है, थोड़ा टाइम में चला जाएगा, कोई काम का नहीं है. इज दैट क्लियर?
यस सर.
तो क्या समझ में आया? अगर मुझे लैंग्वेज समझ नहीं आई है, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम, जस्ट चेक द significance, the role of that sentence in the passage. And then still you are not sure, then don't answer that question particularly. Rest you can do. Clear?
Yes sir.
All the best for the next test. I hope जो गलतियां आज हुई हैं वो दोबारा repeat नहीं होंगी. This is the main reason why are we doing this analysis, guys. ये primary purpose है पिछले approximately 2 घंटे की क्लास का. Understood, guys?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Avdesh.
Sir, I would like to ask some questions regarding this. I will come through your WhatsApp. Okay.
मैं समझा नहीं.
I will ask some queries on with you.
Okay, for the same test.
Yes, sir. Some questions are like just dal.
अभी पूछो ना.
I am not satisfied with such type of test because no marking I get from this.
Ask me those questions.
No, sir. I will ask in privately.
ठीक है बेटा.
Sir?
Yes, Kanika.
Sir, what is your name?
Okay, my name is Amit.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Kanika, no problem. Okay, done, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.